Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Mike and Bennett sit down to talk about glow belts and how they help save lives. How about that? Your glow belt, your bitch strap, will save your life.
PT belt.
You guys call it a PT belt, I guess. Belt.
No, I mean, all right. So
this is something.
Glow straps is what we called it in the fucking Corps when I was in the Corps. Glow straps.
This is something that I thought I would only have to endure in recruit training, get out to the fleet and realize this is a fucking thing. Only now you can get in the fleet, we could get the elastic ones, right? Like we had the glow belt style ones in boot camp. Then you get to the fleet, you got the elastic with the silver. Right. So I totally get it. You know, having some sort of neon reflective, whatever it is, while you're running around, totally fucking understand. Here's why I bring this topic up, though. I was out, and I mean, the only time, in my opinion, that a glow belt's really going to save your life is during low light or darkness situations. It's not going to save your life in the middle of the day. I don't know. Maybe it will. But the reason why I say this is because I was in Quantico. You can PT alone out in Quantico. It's not like other bases where you've got to have a buddy with you wherever you go. 29 Palms, you can PT around main side on your own. But if you go anywhere else out into the training areas, you've got to have a buddy pair. Right? And it doesn't really matter that you're running with a glow belt out in the middle of the fucking desert. So that's why we always PT'd in boots and utes. Because we would literally wear our glow belts out to the edge of the training zone. And then we would form up and kind of like half step. You know what I mean? Be like, take off your glow belt, put it in your cargo pocket. Okay, let's go. And then we would run. Anyway, so in Quantico, I would wrap it around my camelback or around my ruck or whatever, and then go out for a ruck run. And one time, there's this T intersection. Anybody who's ever been in Quantico, you know what I'm talking about. There's a T intersection that's down near a fire department. And the street lamp that's right there can kind of blind you out, depending. So when you run underneath of it over on the right-hand side of the road, you're kind of just outside of where a driver can potentially see you. So if you're standing there in camouflage in the middle of the fucking night, nobody's going to see you. So I had my belt on, wrapped around my ruck. I'm on the gravel. I'm trotting along. I don't know. It's 0530, 06, something like that. And I was just getting my early morning PT in before lieutenants came. And I hear a car horn. Like I'm off the road. I'm gravel grass is where I'm at. Right?
Right.
And this guy is laying on the horn. And I dive into the ditch. The guy came off the road, and I still have no idea what the fuck's happening. This guy, whatever. I dive into the ditch. The guy has enough wherewithal at bare minimum to stop. He actually came to a halt about, 50 yards ahead. So I get up. I'm in utilities. Actually, I was in full camis, and I had a ruck. He climbs out. He's a gunny. And he climbed. I couldn't make this up if I tried. He climbed out with a cup of coffee in his hand. And he comes fast walking over to me. And he's like, "You dumb son of a bitch. What the hell are you doing out here? You almost fucking died." And I slapped his coffee out of his hand and went, "Fuck you, asshole." Right? And just kind of like shoved this dude. And then realized he had rockers. It was a gunny.
You're like, fuck me.
Right? You know what I mean? So he right? So I slap this shit and he shoves me. And so he's like, "Who the fuck are you with?" And I'm like, fuck you. Right? Just fuck you. I don't give a shit about this guy on the side of the road. I don't give a shit. This dude almost killed me. I'm totally fine. I don't give a fuck if you're Sergeant Major of God.
Right.
Like,
And this
fuck you.
You just run into the woods.
Right, exactly. So I literally just, I'm in a ruck. I have a ruck on. I'm down the street from WTBN. There's nowhere else to go. So I cut across the tiers and then get down the tiers. This fucker basically slow rolls past where I go, and he's foot tapping in front of the battalion head shed. I get over there, and Sergeant Major is like, what's going on here? Sergeant Major just says to me, explain to me what happened on the side of the road. I said, yes, Sergeant Major, I was PTing on the side of the road in regulation, and this gunnery sergeant almost killed me. And he goes, in regulation, and Sergeant Major starts lighting me up. In regulation? What the fuck is regulation about you right now? You're not in PT gear. You're not wearing a glow belt. Right? He was getting ready to like throw the book at me. Okay? So then I pick my Alice pack up and hold it up in the air, and I go, my glow belt is right here. Which is exactly what the regulation states. If you're wearing something on your back, they're not going to be able to see it. So I put it up on my pack, Sergeant Major, and set it back down. Sergeant Major turns around to the gunnery sergeant. And he's like, you come at one of my guys again, I'm going to fucking crush you. Like now all of a sudden the fucking story changes.
Right.
That is how glow belts will save your life. Fuck that guy's pickup truck almost hitting me. No, Sergeant Major was going to throw the book at me because I was out of reg and almost got myself killed. Like I will, if you get yourself killed, I will still fucking NJP you or some shit.
It's like getting NJP for sunburn.
Yes.
Which I've seen it fucking happen.
Yes.
Folks, I've seen it happen. It's not a myth. Urban legend. It's not an urban legend. I've actually seen it happen.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
I've seen a page 11 and an NJP for it.
Right. I've actually seen it happen. So fucking ridiculous.
So,
but anyway,
glow belts to save your life.
You want to hear how awesome the Army is with their glow belt, PT belt, whatever the fuck you want to call it?
Yeah.
So the Army has this bright idea. I still can't get over this shit. Where they have PT gear that basically has reflective material.
Yeah.
In it. All right. So there's like stripes and all kinds of shit that if a car at night or in low light conditions, if a car is driving and flashes its lights on you with the regular PT gear on, it gets illuminated. Like either it's the Army or there's these stripes.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Right. Okay, cool.
Well, the Marines are trying this right now.
No. But listen. So it makes perfect sense. But in perfect Army fucking fashion, you get issued this fucking PT gear, and they still make you wear a PT belt.
Yes.
That was the dumbest.
Yes.
Again. Oh my God. It's like, it's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And fuck, man. I mean, I understand there's a way to do what the fuck is it? Risk management. Because that's what the PT belt's all about. It's all about it's because every evolution has to have a risk assessment done on it.
Yes.
Right? So the PT belt is a check mark on about every fucking risk management, every evolution that we do in the military. It's just them being able to put that little check mark next to it, fills one of the slots. It's like going to get like your registration for your car. You got to have two forms of ID.
Oh, God. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like your social security card, but instead it's, you know what I mean? It's like the PT belt's always going to be involved because it's one of those, they can use it as a risk management tool.
Right. It's like a backup.
Oh, but it's
like a save your own ass.
Ridiculous though. It's like, you know, why am I walking through a FOB?
Oh yeah.
With a PT belt? Are
Well,
you
that's
fucking kidding me? Like in the middle of the day. Why is that happening? Like why? Like how fucking
yeah,
this
that's a
all
thing.
come? It is a thing.
I
And
know.
does all common sense fucking evacuate
It's
once you make
ridiculous.
major? Once you make fucking 4, does all fucking common sense evacuate your fucking mind?
Well,
Once you make E9, does all, you know what I mean?
see, and I think what that is it's just cover your own ass. It's just so
Right.
many
It's the
people
check the
all the
fucking
way up the
block.
line. Right.
It's check the block, but
Well,
it's
it's
like
and it makes sense, dude. If you're top heavy, if you're all the way up there and you don't want to get knocked off your pedestal, I totally understand. You don't want to lose your shit. You don't want to be posted for something stupid. So you're like, in order to just be 100% sure so that I don't get posted as a leader, all my
Yep.
guys are going to play it safe. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
when one of them doesn't play it safe, I'm going to throw the proverbial book at them. I mean, that's what I see.
It's
But
just
we're
a
talking
matter.
about, dude, we're talking about glow belts, for fuck's sake. That's the other thing, is it's glow belts help you and save lives in low light and darkness while you're PTing out on a hardball road in a low light or darkness scenario. A glow belt can help you in a training scenario. If somebody goes down and you don't have an air panel and need to call something in, it's a reflective strap. I totally get it. But this is why, my guys would often ask me, like, why are we going to go PT, like this or whatever? Because we would run up to the LZ and then we would go out to the microwave or something like that, or out to the tower, or we'd go up First Sergeant still. No glow straps. In my opinion, real Marines run around in boots and utes and fucking hike out in the field and do all sorts of shit like
One
that.
of the funniest pictures ever is somebody took that the picture of Washington crossing the Delaware and put fucking put glow straps on their asses.
I'm looking forward to the comment section on this one. I want to get some serious some glow belt photos
If
going
not
on.
for the reflective belt, George Washington would have lost boats in the fog of war, thus rendering his crossing of the Delaware River pointless. So what was the other one? Oh, so then they took the picture from Band of Brothers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
The picture of all of them lined up across the road.
Yep.
It said, and then there's join the 101st Airborne, get a free reflective belt. And then there's another one where they took
it's not free either. That's
the Spartans from 300. You know what I'm talking about? The movie 300.
Yeah, of course.
The Spartans from 300 and put PT reflective belts on them. Oh my god, that shit's funny.
It's like the bane of so many people's existence. I don't think it's something that's going to leave anytime soon.
I don't know. It's not going anywhere.
That it's just part of running around, losing your dignity to short shorts with a glow belt on. It's just kind of...
Yeah.
It's part of that. That's the thing is, I'm looking around for... recently I've been looking around for different types of motivation for different types of PT. You know what I mean? Like, as a kid, I did a lot of hockey. Growing up, played hockey year-round. Then went into wrestling. Wrestling, of course, being a super intensive sport, and the physical training for that is just fucking insane. I did cross-country, which basically broke my knees down, and I'm done running like that, in a serious way. But I'm looking around at different types of motivation and how do I want to run. And I think about it and I'm like, do I want to get up and go for a run before daylight? And I swear to God, I thought to myself, should I run with a fucking glow belt on? I swear to God, I thought about it.
You know what?
Like that.
Frankly, that makes sense. It's what it's for.
Right.
But
I felt so stupid.
Yeah, but fuck, what's the name of that company that does like the forced march fucking smoke sessions? Go Ruck.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I was looking into that.
Now Go Ruck, they're part of their packing list now is a reflective belt.
I'll be damned.
Which I mean, in that essence, you're going out for, in some cases, 24 hours or more,
Yeah.
and you're going to be hiking on the side of the road with a fucking, you know.
Right.
So that makes sense to have a reflective belt like wrapped around your back, your pack at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense. But I don't know, man. I just laughed. The funniest part of the fucking shit with it. I mean, I understand it if you're gonna PT in low level conditions or do whatever in low light conditions to have it, right? But once you get it actually made into the PT clothes,
Right.
then you could probably get rid of the fucking reflective belt. But no.
Right.
But no, they don't. I mean, it's hysterical. It's just fucking really funny.
Yeah. No, the Marine Corps is doing that with their tracksuit. Don't get me wrong. We were issued that thing, which it's nice. It's comfortable. I enjoyed it. You just can't really use it all the time. You know, it's few and far between that it gets cold enough to run around in that type of PT gear. You know, it's better.
Yeah. Right.
I like the sweatpants and the sweatshirt. Don't get me wrong. Like, I still have my USMC sweatpants. I usually wear them when I record. You know, my green USMC sweatpants. But running around in the tracksuit, I mean, it made sense. I'm pretty sure I fucking threw that thing away or something. I don't know. Or returned it or something.
Then you had the road guards that would run in a road guard vest. Like when you had like a company or a larger run.
See, that's like I enjoyed being road guard. Actually, the last hike that I went on, I was road guard. The guy, Staff Sergeant Gorzik, was my he was my headlamp. He was my fellow headlight. Excuse me. He was my fellow headlight. And he was a good guy. Sadly, Staff Sergeant Gorzik is no longer with us. But he was a good guy to be out on a battalion hike with, I'll tell you that much. Especially when we were up front leading the charge and just kind of bullshitting, hanging out. Yep. That was the last hike in the Marine Corps. It's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Rocking our road guard vests over top of the pack.
Fucking things.
Like a mouse.
Run around.
See, that's the thing is, when you're a road guard, what I like about it is you've got to be up front. You don't need to motivate anybody or anything else. You're alone just hiking. And when you're doing it, you're like, wow, this is way fucking easier than being in the battalion nonsense that I would normally have to deal with right now. The nut to butt slinky type shit.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know, and you're trying to fucking always pick up from middle ground because somebody doesn't know what the hell they're doing. You know, and it really doesn't need to be that hard. Honestly, the best hikes that I've ever been on, if you're out and you're not trying to operate, is when they're singing cadence. But anyway, but when you're the guy with when you're the headlight and you're up front, you go out and you do your road guard thing. The entire formation goes past you till the second, road guard, and then you haul ass all the way up.
You're grooving.
And that was why I enjoyed it, because I would rather ruck run. You know, you do a little recon shuffle through the middle of that bitch all the way back up. Open up the highway. Let me go through them. I remember that stupid shit. Glow belts.
Yeah, man.
Not just for PT anymore. I wear a glow belt during sex. I need to. It's a high-speed endurance contest.
High-speed endurance contest.
It's not really. It's not an endurance contest.
Never go to war. Never go to war without one.
It's more like it's a sprint, not a marathon. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
I do.
Oh, God. Yeah, we definitely, I remember bringing glow belts on the gear list. When I saw that in 2005, yeah, it was 05 on the gear list before going over.
Going to Ramadi. Yeah, I've got to bring a glow belt with me.
I'm like, this is not my number one priority.
It's pretty much it. I look at it in that kind of instance as almost insulting.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
It's
there you
like
go.
almost insulting. Like,
Well, that's what I mean. You're losing your dignity in short shorts and a glow belt. I mean, it's
right, like it's just not okay. It's not
dude. If you
okay
knew
to
the
bring.
stupid
It's not
shit we did,
okay. It's not okay to like. It's like that. Okay, let me put it this way. I'm trying to think of another piece of gear. Oh, okay. It's as if you were ever going to use a fucking shelter half.
oh yeah, I was never issued
So
one my entire
so
Marine
why are
Corps
we? I know
career.
I'm just saying, but I was. So
Yeah,
why the fuck? I didn't use. I used the shelter half one time in boot camp. Uh, and that was it.
yeah,
And I still got issued, even in the army. So this is in the into the 2000s. Even got issued it in the army. Like, dude, we haven't used shelter halves since
yeah,
the 70s. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh yeah,
Or whatever. It's almost like that. It's almost like it's almost like the first sergeant puts out the packing list and you have like you're going to the field for 2 weeks and they put shelter half.
yeah,
And it's like, that they're doing that just to add weight.
yeah.
Because you're not going to use it.
Right.
It's like that's what the reflective belt is going to Ramadi.
Absolutely. Because I didn't.
It's just like insulting.
Well, what we did is we wore them. The one time that you could walk around without a weapon is if you're a PT. And even still, if you're going over to the gym, I think we brought rifles over to the gym. Because I remember walking around the gym with my rifle and bringing it to each one. I'm going to the press. Now I've got to set my rifle up against the wall. That's where all my shit's going to go. I definitely rocked a 9mm to the gym or whatever in Afghanistan, but that was a different story. See, and it was different because Camp Ramadi was so big that you could justify wearing glow belts. Hurricane Point was not. Hurricane Point, we had to sweep the streets. There were hardball streets that were put in, and basically that point, that little area, was like a compounded little neighborhood with a Hadrian's Wall that had two palaces. And one of the palaces out on the point we demoed and turned into a landing zone and a gun range. And then there were other structures that were within it. I mean, it was like big enough to where you could definitely get your PT on and run around in a loop, but I don't think that you could. Whatever. We still had to wear glow belts. We still had to. You had to rock a glow belt if you were walking over. If you were in PT gear walking over to the gym, you had to wear a glow belt. But that didn't make any fucking sense to me because if I was walking over there in camis with my rifle, I didn't need a glow belt. You didn't have
to wear a glow belt, right? Right, exactly. So I don't know. Well, it's and I understand why they do it. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
No, not at all. It's just people.
Well, then there's if there's any sergeant majors or people listening right now, that's what they're screaming at us. It's like, we didn't want to wear them either, motherfucker.
That or else they're like good order and discipline.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's uniformity.
You have to maintain uniformity. That's the one. That's the fucking catchphrase. It's uniformity. And then, if you just make it part of the SOP, then everybody's got to do it. Blah, blah, blah.
Kill yourself.
Fuck. Shoot your fucking self in the face.
My God.
Fuck.
Well,
fuck, dude.
The days of uniformity, frankly. I mean, the Marines, don't get me wrong. I completely understand why we do what we do is sort of from a basic uniform appearance and professionalism side of things. Totally understandable.
Yeah, right.
But when you're looking at an infantry unit from afar, there is no fucking such thing as uniformity. It doesn't exist. And when you're the enemy from an opposition standpoint looking at that unit, those that all look the same are weaker targets. Let me say that again. If everybody on your unit all looks the same and everybody hops out with the same flak configuration and the same Kevlar and everybody is literally uniform, you look weaker in the eyes of the enemy. You do not look stronger. I will tell you that much right now. Because they have the internet too. Because they know what I'm using air quotes, what a commando looks like. And all of these other guys. What I love about the Marine Corps is that when you look at us in just our utility uniform, standing in formation as a battalion, you can't tell who we are. That's our family photos, so to speak. Then when we go out to the field, we all look entirely fucking different. I'm rolling up in a goddamn up-armored Humvee, rolling out with a 1-point, an M4, a grenade launcher. The cook doesn't get that shit. Right? So trying to have we had uniformity for about a month. We had uniformity across our flaks. Everybody in our company had the same looking flak. Think about that. A whole company.
Oh, yeah. No,
everybody looks the same.
I know the feeling.
And you're just like, this is horrendous. So it makes sense in uniform in the day. It makes sense if you're PTing, putting on your glow belt.
Right.
And all of
but
that
when
other
it comes
stuff.
to actual battle,
right.
People are different. Again, it's the delineation between, where do you draw the line between uniformity and functionality? Because somebody stacking their magazines in one spot doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or having their gas mask placed somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It just doesn't work for everybody. And that was the thing in the battle space that I used to fight against it whenever they would try to get us to put our gear together, all uniform, so everyone had it exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I would be like, look, I cannot effectively get my mags out of my mag pouch if I have this right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, and there's one piece of gear, one that can be in a uniform location, given your dominant side hand. And that is your infantry first aid kit.
Yeah. And it should be, frankly, it should be.
Right.
That's the one thing you should have the first aid kit should be in the same spot on every single person, because then you at least know where to grab it.
Right. And it all looks the same. It all looks the same, right? From a pouch perspective. I had a Marine who would tell me that because he wanted to put it up on his bitch strap, or he wanted to put it up near like the flap for your rear sappy.
Yeah.
Don't know why, just wanted to do it. And I said, totally understand personal preference and all of this other stuff. Your IFAC is going to go on your back left hip. Well, can I attach it to my belt? No, you can't. You can attach it to your plate carrier on the side sappy in your back left. And I'm like, look, your IFAC's the only goddamn piece of gear that is like this. I need to be able to know that doc or whoever's working on you is going to roll you onto your right side. No matter what the fuck your wound is, they're going to roll you onto your right side. They're going to rip your IFAC off of you, and it's going to be exactly where you need it to be.
It's supposed to be. Right.
You're going to be unconscious or screaming or bleeding to death. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just put it on the back left. We rip all of the guts out of it if we're even going to use it. Doc, 9 times out of 10, just worked out of his med bag. He didn't even bother going for the IFAC. But that was our SOP, back left. That was it. And then we always knew that if we came up on an injured Marine, you could always go to, and it worked out. Because it worked out that way.
Yeah.
There were other reasons for...
And that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
Well, and if you're going to aid yourself, it comes out of your IFAC.
The rest of the stuff doesn't even matter.
Right. Well, and it's like, my biggest thing was this, is I was like, treat your magazines by SOP, which we're way off topic as far as glow straps are concerned. But, treat your magazines per SOP. And all that I mean by that is, if you have brass to the grass, you have a full magazine. So if I feel your magazines, right, when I come up on you, and you're fucking dead in the middle of a firefight, and I need to ammo resupply off your chest, and I feel a flat plate, right? As far as the top of the magazine, I feel a flat plate. I know you have a full magazine there.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel any sort of brass, if I feel a follower, you know, or any sort of brass, I know that you have a partially filled or empty magazine, depending. And then we always had dump pouches, which I fucking love dump pouches. I always wore mine off the front left hip, still do on my gun rig, so that I can just drop straight into that front left on like a passing flight. You know what I mean? So anything in there is empty. That's the easiest way to put it. Or it's fucked. Meaning it had like, there was one guy I knew who got a bullet hole through the magazine. And so everybody always asks, what'd you do with the magazine? I kind of already thought of the answer. Like, I would just put it in my dump pouch. He's like, that's exactly what I did. I just took it out, put it in my dump pouch, put a fresh magazine in. I didn't take the one out of the chamber. And then I just went into the firefight, and that was it. He did a pass and flight. It was, But anyway, if you start making SOPs for all that stuff, it slows people down and it makes you weaker, believe it or not. And you're not training everybody to be uniform as they fucking combat glide towards an offensive. Like, it's just, yeah. Anyway, being comfortable in a firefight is near impossible, but if you're comfortable with your gear and know where everything is, it breeds warrior confidence, which means if my reloads are a half a second and my guys know that my reloads are like that, and I shout red, 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 green, 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 they're like, yeah, he's up. That's how my reloads would go. Red, 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 green, green, green. That was quick as fuck with reloads. You want to know why? Because they put all of you online as a boot, and they make you do reloads. And whoever lost got fucking Firewatch. And whoever won didn't get Firewatch. So my ass was quick as fuck at reloads.
Buddy.
But yeah, glow belts. Glow belts and shit.
I just fucking hate them. That's all there is to it.
See, it's another episode of Cigars and Sea Stories. It's one of those things where it's like one topic just kind of leads to a multitude of them. But yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I see the need for them in certain situations. But then let's not just wear them to wear them.
Right.
Like every other common sense fucking thing.
Right.
Let's not just wear them to wear them, because frankly, they fucking suck. They get in the way. If you wear them across your chest, they like bite into your neck. They're just fucking annoying. Then if you wear them around your waist, again, they're still fucking annoying.
Right.
They just are yeah.
I clip mine on, and then I'd flip it around to the small of my back so that the clip was on the small of my back, which works until it's time to do crunches. And then you move it to a hip.
Yeah.
So, and if you can stand it on the hip, it's the least friction. I'm just throwing it your way. You know what I mean? And this is why you run with a camelback. Because if they let you get away with it, run with a camelback and then wrap your, I call them bitch straps. I don't know. No, it's not. Because the bitch strap is the handle across the back of your shoulders on your flag.
Correct.
What do we call them? I mean, it's glow belt. You know what I'm talking about. It's PT belt.
I do. Yeah. All I know is that
they'll save your life. What's that?
All I know is that if you are, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Well, that happens in your advanced age. Grandpa Bennett, tell me about the old core. I bet the shine from your boots would deter drivers.
The old core, we did not even have a PT belt. So
you were out on Onslow Beach getting tans.
Correct. We did not have reflective belts at that point.
But man, I wish we had them.
From 1992 to 1996, no reflective belts. 0% reflective belt. I don't know when the Army or the Marine Corps adopted them, but wasn't while I was in. When I got to the Army, there that motherfucking cocksucker was. Just fucking blaring its yellow ass right in my face.
Or orange.
I'm just like,
why
the fuck? No, it was all yellow.
It was always that green, yellow-ish.
Always that green, yellowish thing. Fluorescent yellow fucking.
You always got to be different, Penny. Getting orange. What the fuck?
Basically, fucking issued by the Antichrist. The fucking devil issued that fucking thing.
Very nice. Well, give us your comments. Tell us what you think about the glow belt situation that's going on. I know it's a point of contention across the services. Maybe yourself.
No, there's not one person that, if given the choice, they would choose to wear it.
Well, there probably is, but I don't think that we're going to get them on the show.
Nah, it's true.
I mean, I don't
know. Well, you know what? People might. No, but you know what? Let's be honest. If I needed to wear it, I would wear it.
Right.
But if I don't need to wear it, I'm not fucking wearing it. That was always my contention when I was in the service. And that's part of the reason I wasn't a really good garrison soldier.
Right.
Or Marine. Is because I didn't play well with the bullshit rules. The brules. Of the world. The brules, folks. The rules that are bullshit. Because, and you all know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's certain ones, like the hands in the pockets, the don't walk on the grass, the don't fucking, and we've talked about this in other episodes.
Yeah.
The PT reflective belt in a lot of situations, like 90% of them, is a fucking brule. And I just don't do well with that shit. It's the reason I don't do well with math either. Now, not math as in a 1 + 1 = 2 or balancing a checkbook or doing investment stuff or math that actually makes sense. It's this theoretical math bullshit that I just can't wrap my head around because it doesn't mean shit to me in the real world. Just like not wearing a fucking stocking hat when it's fucking 20 degrees outside.
It's
right?
Daylight hours. Take that fucking beanie
off.
Take
that fucking beanie off.
It's daylight hours.
Wait.
And why are you not wearing a glow belt?
Dude, so part of the time I was in the military or in the army, they wouldn't even let us wear camelbacks. Because not everyone had one. Or it was pawned off on uniformity. Or it had to be, if it wasn't, I don't know, dude. It was just fucking fucked. It's like, all right, so you have people you want people to hydrate, but yet you will not allow them to wear a camelback.
Right.
Dumbest thing ever. Whatever, anyway.
Yep, pomp and circumstance. Gotta love it.
PT belts fucking suck.
PT belts do fucking suck. If I want to, I'll just I'll put glint tape all over my shit. Well, glint tape wouldn't help.
Don't issue me fucking PT gear with reflective material woven into it and still make me wear a PT belt. I might lose my fucking mind.
Slap my forehead. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Give us your comments. Give us your thoughts. Subscribe, rate, review right now. iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM. We would appreciate a 5-star. I mean, give us your thoughts on there. You know, hook it up with a solid testimony. By all means, we love hearing your comments. If you would like to be on the show, get in touch with us. It's at contact@cigarsandseastories.com. Again, that's contact@cigarsandseastories.com. If you're a Marine, FMF Corpsman, anybody out of the Fleet Marine Force, you're doing something now as a veteran, would like to get on the show. If you're active duty, would like to get on the show, get in touch with us. If you're a veteran who's adding value to the world in a greater sense of the term, if you're a business owner, if you're a speaker, or things of that nature, by all means, get in touch with us. We'd love to have you on the show. That's part of the premise here. You know, to bullshit and share sea stories about this crazy bullshit. Because I love this. I've been isolated. I've been alone in a lot of different scenarios. And this is like my therapy. I mean, it's not going away. It's like my therapy.
Yeah, we're not going away. We're not.
No.
So you can listen or not, that's fine. But we're not going away.
You're stuck with us.
Even if no one listens.
Yep.
It's like, yeah. So
get in touch with us. Share your sea stories with the world. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Cigars and Sea Stories. And on that note, we cue the music.